Hi everybody, welcome to week 6 where we are going to be solving quadratic equations. We're going to be doing this with factoring and the quadratic formula. So I've got this Big Bang Theory meme here. What do baby parabolas drink? Quadratic formula. So we've got only 2 sections this week. We have solving equations using the zero product rule and then the quadratic formula. So we do have to skip some sections to jump to 9.3 for the quadratic formula. So you do not have to read all of chapter 9. You are only looking at one section from chapter 9. So we're going to be looking at the zero product rule, how to solve by factoring, and then how to solve using the quadratic formula. So this week you've got your discussion, an ungraded practice assignment, the assignment, and you have your second exam. So just like the first exam, this one is going to be roughly twice as long as the quiz. And so make sure you take the time because it's expected to take about 2 hours. So your discussion, in preparation for the exam, your discussion post this week is going to kind of help you start thinking about what you need to know for the exam. So there are several topics to address. The first would be to ask a question relevant to the course, basically relevant to what you have been learning. So it needs to be relevant to algebra. So make sure the question is related to what we are currently learning. You need to work through a problem from the text and ask for feedback. So I recommend choosing a practice problem and choose a practice problem on one of the topics that you have to study for the exam. So that way you can work through it. Make sure you show your work. So use the equation editor in the discussion forum. There is a button for that. And type up your work so that you can get feedback and you can learn from your mistakes from your classmates. And then reflect on topics that you have struggled with. Choose the topics that you're going to be tested on in the exam. Talk about what parts are you struggling with, and we can provide resources. Your classmates can say, oh, I struggled with that. Here is what I found that was helpful. So you do have to keep in mind the length requirement. So make sure that you are specific and detailed. I've been seeing a lot of discussions this past week that are not meeting the length requirement because there's no details. You need to be specific. You need details. So double check your word length. Make sure you're showing all the work of the math. This is a math class, so you need to be working out math. When you're replying to your classmates, make sure it's relevant. Help them with their practice problems. Give them resources that might help them on the topics they're struggling. If you can answer any questions they have, do so. They need to be more than just saying, oh, this all looks good, or oh, I'm struggling with the class too. Like that doesn't add anything. You need to help each other out. That's what you need to do in the discussion. So remember, there's a 75-word minimum. Your post is due Sunday night. You need to have a minimum of 2 reply posts. I'm seeing a lot of people not doing those reply posts, and that's a big part of your grade you're missing. Your replies need to be substantive. I just gave you some examples. Now on to the assignments. Your ungraded practice assignment is coming from 2 different sections. There are the problem recognition exercises, which those are great problems to make flashcards out of, and then 9.3 practice exercises. If you need help, you can attend my live sessions or watch the recordings. You can email me, call me, send me a chat in Google Hangouts. You can use tutor.com. Use your resources. Just like all the other assignments, you've got your 2 problems. Make sure you show all of your work. Make sure that the assignment is submitted and everything's legible. And resubmissions are allowed. I found out that Cam Scanner just recently was shut down from the Google Play Store because some versions of it had malware. So I have found a new one called Genius Scan. So if you need to scan your work from paper, try Genius Scan. Because I don't want anybody getting malware on their phone. Make sure everything's right side up, in order, one file. So, your exam this week. This is going to be on the material from this week in addition to material from previous weeks. So that you're going to be asked questions on solving by factoring, solving using the quadratic formula, simple interest, rules of exponents, multiplication of polynomials, and factoring. So it's focused on the past 3 weeks, basically weeks 4, 5, and 6. So since we're only doing 2 sections this week, that gives you a lot of time to study for the exam, or if you need to, you can use that time to work on resubmissions or to play catch up. So this is my suggested schedule. I have picked out some problems to help you study for the exam for various sections. So there's plenty of time to catch up this week, and I recommend that you use that time. So if you have any questions, you can give me a call, email me, send me a chat, and I look forward to seeing you guys at the next live session. Bye.